Okay, so in this 30%, we're going to work with the chakras, and I gave you a sheet in here. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to read one chakra. I'm going to give you a little description about it, and then I'm going to tell you how to do the question. I'm going to do the question. You're going to ask that to yourself, and you're going to write it here, the answer and the feeling. Because this is what I want you to be congruent with what we're talking about. Because sometimes we give one answer, but we can lie to ourselves. So I really want you to see the feeling on the question. So we're going to start with the Muladhara chakra, which is the root chakra. And this is the most physical chakra and the energy chakra. This is the one that keeps you grounded and rooted. When this chakra is out of balance, greediness and the desire to hoard appears. When this chakra is in balance, feelings of security, calmness, and connectedness to the earth are present. So thinking about what I just said, this is the question. What is your relationship like with your family? What is the relationship like with your family? So in the answer, you can put one word, two words, a phrase, and the feeling. How do you feel when I ask you what is the relationship with your family? Remember, everything comes from love or fear. Those are the only two existence biggest things, and everything comes down to love or fear. So if you feel anxious, where does it come from? Fear. And now the next question, and you can share or you can just keep it to yourself after we do this exercise, it's fine. What is your relationships like with money? So what is the relationship with money? No, that we're talking about Muladhara. This is roots. This is the one that connects us to earth. So we're talking about just one chakra right now, just roots.
Oh, we're talking about roots?
Yeah, money problems, they live in the root chakra. So when this one is out of balance, greediness and the desire to hoard appears. So there's people who fear money and then just feel like they want to keep the money safe. I gotta have more money, more money, more money. That's the root chakra is out of balance. So
if you want to spend everything.
it can be out of balance too. So what is your relationships with money? And if you got that one, I want you to answer, what is it? 1, 2 words, phrase, and the feeling. What is the feeling when you said your relations with money? Is it fear? Is it insecurity? Money is neutral. It's the intention that we put on it. All right, and while you're doing that, I'm going to go to the second chakra, Spadhisthana. That's the sacral chakra. That's your second chakra. This is the center of your sexuality. And with this chakra, it's out of balance, jealousy, anger, promiscuity, and codependency can be found. When this chakra is in balance, creativity and love blossom. So thinking of what we already talked in the first part in this quick description in here, think about this question. What are the ways in which you express your creativity? How do you express your creativity? Dancing, maybe? Painting? No. And what do you feel when you express your creativity in the way you do? What is the feeling? And you don't have to answer the 2 questions, you can even answer 1. And the second one is, do you feel creativity creatively blocked or open, and why? Like if you're creative, is your creativity open or is it blocked? And if it's open or blocked, why? And as I said, if you don't feel like answering the question, you can skip the question. Yeah, and you don't have to answer it. If it doesn't come out, if it flows, it flows. So what is, in which ways you express your creativity? How do you feel that you're more creative? Or do you feel that that creativity is blocked or open? And if it is blocking or blocked, why? And as I said, if it flows, if it comes, it comes. If not, it's fine. And we're gonna move to the Manipura chakra, your solar plexus. This third chakra is the seat of your power. As I said, this is where your power lives. It's the center of your identity and selfhood. When this chakra is out of balance, the emotional dysfunctions are fear, guilt, and intimidation. When the chakra is in balance, there's a strong sense of trust, self-esteem, responsibility, and power of strength. So the question in this one is, do you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert? So introvert is very quiet, you don't really, say what you think. You don't use your power too much. And extrovert, you really are going like me. It's always happy and outgoing. So, but it can be too much too. So remember, this one is good. It was acting up like 2 weeks ago. That's your Manipura. So would you consider yourself an introvert or extrovert? All right. And what's the feeling? If you're an introvert, how does it feel? And like with me, I'm outgoing and I'm an extrovert, and how it feels, I feel good. I feel happy. I like it. I use it as much as I can. All right, and then we're gonna go to your Anahata. Anahata is your heart. It's the fourth chakra, and this is the home of love and compassion. This is the central chakra where the lower and upper chakras meet, as we were talking before. When the Anahata is out of balance, feeling of resentment and loneliness exist. So when it's out of balance, you feel lonely, or there is resentment against something, someone, or situation. When it's in balance, you are at peace with yourself, others, and the environment. So the question in here is, what injustices in society break my heart? What injustices in society break my heart? Like if I will be doing this, the answer for me is to see children starving. It really breaks my heart. And the feeling is sadness. I have always had that. And then in the other part, we're going to talk about it if you want to share it. And people in there won't see it because that's personal. All right, you got it? Can we move to the Vishuddha? Vishuddha chakra is your throat chakra. This is the doorway to liberation. It's the center of self-expression. When this chakra is out of balance, criticism, bitterness, and addiction may be present. When it's in balance, purity of speech, expression, and choice are present, because nobody is choosing for us. When this chakra is out of balance, criticism, bitterness, and addiction may be present. When it's in balance, purity of speech, expression, and choice are present. So the question in here is, do you tend to be the talker in the conversation or the listener? Does this change with different people in your life? If so, what might that be? So do you often change it? With me, I know it does. Sometimes I talk too much, and there's some other people that I just can't talk. I'm just a listener. So if so, why? Do you have that clear in your mind or no? And how do you feel about that? And with me, I feel comfortable because I do it with intention. All right. Sixth chakra, third eye. The third eye sees the future, while the physical eye sees the past and present. This is our center of intuition and wisdom. When this chakra is closed, learning disabilities and untruthfulness may result. Often referred as gut feeling. When the third eye is open, we intuitively find the answer to our own questions. When the relationship of the self and the spirit are heightened, there's a great access to inner resources and insights. So the question in here is, if you had one question to ask a psychic, what would you ask? And I'm gonna read another one. Maybe if you don't feel like doing the question, you can answer this one. Name a time when you listened to your intuition and it worked. Or name a time you didn't follow your intuition and the results were unfavorable. It's like, sometimes we're like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Somebody pushes you and you do it and something bad happens. It's like you didn't really listen to your intuition. Has to do with your third chakra. So the other way I see the intuition is like listening to the little voice, the quiet voice, which is your deeper self. It's really settled, and sometimes really we don't listen to it. It's like you're going to do something and you have this thing where you said, no, I shouldn't go there or do that, and we don't pay attention to it. That's your intuition talking. So the question is that. Question to a psychic, if you could ask, what would you ask? Or name a time you didn't listen to your intuition. And now we're gonna go to the crown chakra, the seventh chakra. It's the highest, both physical and spiritually. The individual merges with the whole here, creating oneness with the universal life force. So picture a light in here being connected to universal life force. When this chakra is blocked, genetic disorders and selfishness may occur. When the chakras is spinning open, one feels spiritually alive and connected. It's like, I say I always live up here more than down here. So some of the problems are down here, not up here. But there's always a little disbalance in all of them. So the question in this one is, how does the word God resonates with me? How does the word God resonates with me? So write down your questions and the feeling. You can do a paper with chakra question, answer, and the feeling, how you feel. And for those at home, you can really use your intuition. You can connect with your chakras and do a little meditation with the answers and the feelings, and you will find, the balance for all of those. So with that, we're going to be here in the room, and we're going to share a little bit of the answers we got.